High above the fjords, perched on a rock that juts out like a tongue, lies one of Europe's most epic views, Trolltunga. In this video, we're hiking through Norway's stunning wilderness to reach this legendary spot. Hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. Your adventure to the edge starts now. High above the still, turquoise waters of Lake Ringedalsvatnet in western Norway, there is a rock that seems to defy gravity, a thin ledge of stone, jutting boldly into the air like the tongue of a mythical troll. This is Trolltunga, one of the most dramatic and iconic natural viewpoints in the world, and reaching it is no casual stroll. It's a journey of endurance, beauty, and awe, one that carries you through Norway's raw, glacial-carved wilderness, testing your body while feeding your soul. For many, the moment they step onto Trolltunga is one of the most unforgettable experiences of their lives. But as with all great rewards, it comes only after a long and challenging climb. 10. Skjeggedal, the quiet beginning. Every epic tale has a humble start, and Trolltunga's begins in the small, peaceful village of Skjeggedal. Wooden farmhouses with sod-covered roofs sit scattered across the valley, framed by steep, forested slopes. Early in the morning, the air is crisp and sharp, carrying the scent of pine needles and damp earth. Mist lingers between the trees like a soft veil, while the sound of a distant waterfall whispers somewhere beyond sight. Standing at the trailhead, you feel both anticipation and respect. This hike is 27 kilometers round trip, taking anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. You know that before you lies not just a trail, but a test. 9. The first ascent, a trial by elevation. The trail wastes no time in challenging you. Almost immediately, wooden stairways and steep rocky paths snake upward through dense forest. The air grows thinner and cooler with every step, and your breathing becomes more labored. The forest feels alive. Shafts of sunlight pierce the canopy, catching the fine mist that clings to leaves, while moss creeps over rocks like green velvet. It's quiet except for the rhythm of your boots and the occasional rustle of a bird taking flight. Looking back, you catch glimpses of Skjeggedal shrinking into the distance, the valley slowly revealing its grand scale. 8. Waterfalls, the pulse of the mountains. Not long into the hike, the sound of rushing water becomes your companion. The mountains here are laced with streams, each one tumbling toward the valley floor in a frenzy of white foam. Some are narrow trickles slipping over mossy stones, others are roaring torrents that echo between cliffs. The most famous along the route, Tisbekken, bursts into view without warning. A wild, icy cascade fed by snaumelt high above. You can feel its spray on your face as you pause to drink directly from its flow, the water shockingly cold and pure. Each waterfall feels like the mountain exhaling, and their presence reminds you that this landscape is alive and always moving. 7. The plateau, crossing an ancient world. After the steep forest climb, the land opens into a wide, high plateau. Here, the tree line fades, replaced by a raw expanse of stone, low shrubs, and stubborn tufts of grass. The wind sweeps across the land with nothing to stop it, carrying the scent of rock and ice. You walk on bedrock etched with deep grooves, scars carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. Massive boulders lie scattered like forgotten chess pieces from some giant's game. This is where the landscape feels truly ancient, as if it has looked exactly the same for millennia. You're no longer just hiking, you're moving through geological history. 6. First glimpses of Lake Ringedalsvatnet. It starts subtly, a flash of turquoise glimpsed through a break in the rocks. Then you crest a ridge, and there it is, Ringedalsvatnet, a vast, still lake cradled by sheer cliffs. On clear days, its surface mirrors the sky so perfectly that clouds seem to drift in its depths. The water's color is otherworldly, a rich blue-green that comes from glacial silt suspended in its depths. From here, the scale of the landscape begins to dawn on you. The cliffs you've been climbing tower even higher above the lake, and the drop is dizzying. This is just a preview of what's to come. 5. Following the cairns, the hiker's compass. Scattered along the plateau, small towers of stones rise from the earth. These are cairns, traditional Norwegian trail markers, often topped with a splash of red paint in the shape of a T in good weather. They guide you like gentle breadcrumbs. In fog, they become lifelines. You follow them one by one, their presence connecting you to countless hikers who've passed this way over the centuries. In a place where the weather can shift from sunshine to sleet in minutes, these simple stone piles feel as steadfast as the mountains themselves. 4. The final approach. Anticipation builds. The trail begins to narrow, the wind growing sharper as cliffs close in on either side. The lake is now far below you, its color shifting with the sky. Your legs are heavy, your shoulders ache under your pack, but the sight of small figures in the distance, tiny dots standing on the ledge, renews your energy. You can hear the low hum of wind against stone, a sound that seems to call you forward. The final kilometer is a mix of exhaustion and pure excitement, every step carrying you closer to the edge of one of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. 3. First sight of Trolltunga. And then, as if the land itself suddenly reveals its secret, you see it. A narrow rock jutting horizontally into open air, suspended over the abyss. Trolltunga's shape is unmistakable, like the tongue of a giant stone creature daring the sky. The drop beneath it is sheer, nearly 700 meters straight down to the lake. Beyond it, mountains roll away into the horizon, their peaks touched with snow. The sight is so surreal, it almost doesn't feel real. For a moment, you simply stand there, letting your eyes drink it in. 2. Stepping onto the ledge. This is the moment the entire hike has been building toward. You step carefully out onto the tongue, feeling the rough stone under your boots and the wind pressing against your jacket. The ledge feels both solid and impossibly delicate, hanging in space with nothing beneath but the fjord far below. The world seems to fall silent, except for the wind and the thud of your own heartbeat. You raise your arms, not just for the photo every hiker takes, but because standing here makes you feel infinite. The view is so vast, so raw, it feels as if you could step into the clouds themselves. 1. The return, carrying the mountain with you. Eventually, you must turn back. The long hike out is quieter, your pace slower, the adrenaline fading into a deep, satisfying fatigue. The light changes, painting the plateau in gold or pink depending on the hour. The waterfalls you passed earlier catch the sun differently now, their spray blowing. The cairns guide you home like old friends. And when you descend into Skjeggedal at last, legs aching and boots dusted with stone, you realize you're carrying more than just photos. You carry the memory of the air on the ledge, the sound of the wind, the endless horizon, and the knowledge that you stood on one of the most epic natural stages in all of Europe. From glacial lakes to jaw-dropping cliffs, the Trolltunga hike is a challenge you'll never forget. If you're ready to take on Norway's most iconic trail, lace up your boots and start planning. Comment your dream hiking destination and subscribe for more epic outdoor adventures. The edge is waiting. Will you stand on it?